Right, okay guys, we're on the monthly time frame on the pound dollar. Okay, now this is the best way by far to plot your levels, the important levels. You know, these high time frames will show significant, powerful levels that the banks and the institutions use. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I've never worked for a bank. I'm going to be straight. I've never worked for a bank. I've never worked for an institution, financial institution. I don't know this. It's what I've read over the years and studied and seen all over the internet. You can check this out for yourself. But there's certainly things going on at certain levels, as you can see from this chart. Now, what I want you to take note of as well, over on the right hand side, before we start to put the lines in, look at these big numbers, whole numbers. Just these numbers alone, I mean, look at this, follow that line. Seriously, you know, as I said, this is the monthly chart. Look, down here, whole numbers. There's whole numbers in between as well, and split numbers and so on and so forth, but as you break it down and come down to the lower time frames. Point I'm making is these whole numbers are significant turning points. Each one of these candles is a month's worth of price action. So we'll put some lines in now, just to give you some idea how to do it, if you don't already know. Now, I'm not going to go into it right now, but if I was going to put these lines in, I would set them. I would go into the setting. I'm on CMC Markets, and I would make it that the whole number. Okay, so for example, I would make that 8 0. So it would be spot on. Okay, I'll do the same with that. I'll do the same with this, but to save time, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to put them in, and just for you to do this yourself on your platform. I have no problem with CMC Markets. It's a bit blingy, a bit brightly coloured and stuff, but I quite like the interface. It's user friendly and I get on well with it. I think it's okay. I use IG as well, but for the purpose of this particular recording, I'm using CMC Markets. So we've got our lines in there. You can see, you could start to put others in. You could put one in here, couldn't you? You know, and if you looked at the number, it's, you know, you'd go 50, wouldn't we, on this one? So we turn that, make that into a 50, and we can look at this down as you go into the lower time frames. You can, we're going to just do this just to show you what I do. There we are. See, spot on. Look, whole number. Look, and if we zoomed in almost to the pip, I say almost to the pip, this is the monthly chart, so that could be 5 or 10 pips, but you see what I'm saying here, guys? Look, all right. Now, what I will say, this one up here, it's miles away. It's November 2007, so it's taken around about 12 years to get down to where we are here. Over here on the right, if you can see my cursor, I hope you can. So, do we need to put lines in up here? Not really, but I'm just showing you how I would go about it. Again, we'd put one in here, wouldn't we? Touch. The thing when you put these lines in to get these levels, you would get the most touches, so you adjust it slightly. Now remember that they won't be exact numbers. Even these whole numbers that I've mentioned earlier, they won't be. Sometimes they are, you know, sometimes they're right on the money, but other times they'll just be in and around like this, you know, they're in and around. Okay, they go past, then come back, and it's all a matter of the what we call smart money, the big boys, or whatever you want to call them, the institutions and the banks playing around, or it's just movement of, you know, the volatility of the market, all the orders going backwards and forwards. Right, so you'd have another one in there, wouldn't we? But I don't want to spend too much time on this right now. You get the idea of where I'm coming from, what I'm trying to say. So let's drop down now to the weekly. I'm going to highlight this area as well, just quickly to show you, if you don't already know. I'm sure most of you do, but if you're starting out, now look at this massive movement here, thousands of pips. This movement here, we go down to the weekly, you'll see just how big that is. It's still, each one of these is a week's worth of price action, each one of these candles. I mean, look. So let's focus in on this area here now. Okay, this was 2017 here, 2018 here, 19, and now we're in the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. And so I'm just going to get rid of that now, and you can start to adjust these like this. Look, you'd put it on the whole number. Okay, we'd put it up. Now I'm not going to get it spot on, but I would do if I was actually going to do this. I'd go in like I did the previous ones and I'd get it spot on, and I'd put them in here. All these main lines that your platform will have, I would put, look, it's touching. I mean, that seriously, it's not really coincidence, is it? When people say, oh, history doesn't repeat itself in the forex markets, well, it's just rubbish, because it clearly does. It clearly does. So, you know, so we can put these in here. Look, you can fill all these lines in if you want. Obviously they need to be touching, there needs to be touches from the candles. So this is what we do. You know, be careful, because you can start to make it messy and stuff. But don't forget, this is the weekly time frame. I mean, look at this here, that doji, long-legged pin bar doji. You know, I forget all the names of these, to be honest with you. There's a pin bar. Look at that. I'm going to home in on this in a minute on the daily, and you'll see the significance of these levels. Here we are again. Look, another one coming up off of this level. The whole number there over on the right. Look, 25,000. If we move this up slightly so it's more accurate, look at that. Very, very close. This. So let's drop down now to the daily chart and see what we got. Now this is just, it's beautiful. Look at this candle here. I mean, what a lovely candle. And look, I think people call this the 3-bar play. You got 3 bar, I don't know. I mean, I don't look into all of that too much. I go into that there, this level. I missed this, as I've said. Wish I'd have seen it. But I have had trades like this, but not this one. Pin bar, look at that. Daily candle. You know, that is a very powerful signal coming up off of this level that we've looked at on the monthly and on the weekly. You got 2, 3, 4 touches, not far apart from each other, a couple of years. Look over here, same level. We open it up, same level over here. Look, there we are. This level. Look. I mean, look at that candle. I mean, you know. But then the trouble is with when you're trading the higher time frames, if you're doing the daily chart, for example, your stop loss will have to be bigger as well, probably, depending on how you trade. You know, you'll drop down to the lower time frames. More on that in another video, but I just wanted to get this video up for the levels and the significance and the power of these levels. But this, look, here's another one. Look at this candle here. I mean, look, daily candle. So what you would do, you'd see that, and you wouldn't, I wouldn't trade that. I'd wait for the next day to open up and see. As soon as it started to trade above that, I wouldn't use the body. I'd take the wick, the very highest point of that candle, and as soon as this went above there, I'd be in. And what a good trade that would be. I'd probably put my stop loss at the bottom of that candle, or at the bottom of the body of there, because you know you start getting big stop losses and it can go back and you've lost a lot of money. So you're off. Look, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16, 2 weeks of trading up. Look how many, you know, 2,000-3,000 points, don't know, but it's a lot. Here we are again, another pin bar. Look, another pin bar off of that level. But this one here is an absolute beauty, isn't it? And look at the pattern. We've got an almost head and shoulders, haven't we? Yeah, we've got head and shoulders. Let's have a look, see if I can bring that out. I don't use these that much, these tools. Where are we? Let's see if I can find a tool. I might pause this video quickly. Okay, so I'm back. I'm just trying to work out some of these tools. I don't actually use them really that much. But if I use something like this down here, and we sort of went, you know, from there, not that we really need to do this because that candle is enough, really. And then, you know, you could go there, couldn't you? I mean, you'd have already entered on the candles alone, but you got sort of like a double bottom there, haven't we? And then, all right, then it goes back over here, and then it goes back up. We know that. We can see that. The point I'm making is you've got getting like this sort of a double bottom. You could actually see this one here is like a head. Sorry, like the first shoulder of head and shoulders. So this first one here, would be like your first shoulder, then your head, and then your second shoulder would be that particular pin bar, and then the rest is history, isn't it? I mean, you know, this big one here. I mean, I haven't even got the volume up. You know, if you had tick volume, I'm sure it would be showing. I don't really use tick volume that much. I do on the IG platform. They don't have it on this particular CMC Markets platform. They have different types of volume, but not the one that shows, you know, the tick volume that everyone uses if they're going to use it. Point I'm making is, guys, these levels are super powerful. On the daily chart particularly, look for this type of candle coming up off of one of these levels that you've plotted, whole numbers. And on the weekly, monthly charts, as I've said before, you don't need to go, this is so many, you know, this is like 1200 pips, I think. Yeah, look, there's not much more for me to say about this other than it is what it is. I hope it gives in particular people that are trying to find these levels a little bit of clarity, because it's really not that difficult. It's really not that difficult. Okay, it's on the main whole numbers and the in-between numbers, 750s, 850s, and that type of things. You drop down if you wanted to drop down to the hourly, or you could go down to the 4-hour chart now. All right, so there we are on the 4-hour chart, and that's our pin bar there that we were just looking at over here. There we are, this going on, same thing, off we go. So there you have it, guys. These levels, institutional levels and bank levels that they use, get some really big moves. Just watch for the stop loss can be quite big, so you know, you've got to make sure that candle is a good daily candle, like the pin bar that we just looked at. That type of thing, really long leg, big long leg, and then the next day's trading, if it goes above it, jump in and then just put a stop loss below, not far below the body of the previous pin bar. Okay, that's how I trade these. Hope that helps some of you, particularly beginners trying to get into this stuff. And yeah, I hope it shows some clarity and gives some people some ideas how to trade these very powerful levels. It happens on all of the Forex, not only Forex but also different commodities, so on and so forth. And I presume it does in stocks. Don't trade stocks, I only do Forex, so who knows, but I'm sure it does. Anyway, good luck, thanks very much, hope this helps any of you. And please, if this has helped at all, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscription. You know, these take a long time to make these these videos, so I'd appreciate a little bit of support. I'll be bringing a lot more videos out in the next few weeks or so. So all the best, happy trading, take care, see you soon, thanks a lot.